What's up, everybody? Hello. Welcome to the Hustling Sideways podcast. I'm Alan Halas. I'm a music writer.
And I'm Jim Love, and I am a keynote and motivational speaker.
And welcome to the Hustling Sideways podcast, where when we don't have amazing guests like we usually do every other week, we talk about things that passion projects, side hustlers, all those people go through.
It's, you know what,
we do it in one take.
And we're on Christmas break right now, and
Yeah.
our brains are just like, they don't exist.
No.
I would say. Not that they typically do. I mean, let's just be honest. But yeah, we're getting back into it.
Yeah.
Swing of things. But that's what we do. We take a couple minutes to just go back and forth about things that we experience, that you more than likely experience, and some solutions that we may or may not have built up. So
absolutely.
For today, what we want to talk about, and this is actually something I've been practicing for about 4 years, and I made Alan do it last year for the show, and now he's doing it again.
I think this is my third year doing this.
This is your third year?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Well, there you go.
Because I remember the first year was TikTok.
Yes.
And then the second year was efficiency for this year. So, okay.
So it is called One Word, and basically in lieu of a New Year's resolution that you're probably not going to do. Let's just be honest. Everyone's like, oh, the gym twice a day, and then it just stops come March. And like, let's be real. We're all humans. It's the way it works. I did not come up with this idea. This, I believe John Gordon, who's a great speaker, podcaster, a guy who I've known for years, he does this pretty publicly. And so I think this is his thing. But either way, a lot of guys have kind of caught onto it. But you pick one word for the year that you commit to as your thing for the year. And so it just becomes sort of grounded in everything that you do and becomes sort of a, part of the fiber of your being, I would say, if you really take it seriously. So I've done it for a while. So my word last year was renew. And I feel like I did do that in a couple ways, and maybe fell short in a few ways. But we're going to share our one word that we've thought of this year. And so I'll just kind of start.
I would say, it's your thing. Let's go first.
Yeah, for sure. First. So I thought of this about, and I don't remember when this is coming out, but at this moment, I thought of it about a week ago. Right before Christmas, I was starting to consider this because I get really reflective in like the time where I'm starting to like be on PTO for like the rest of the year. And I took a week off this year, by the way. Oh my gosh, was that awesome. I haven't done that my whole career, and it was wonderful. Still getting back into it, but I was just starting to think about where my focus should be, what I should be kind of just laying a lot of my time into. And the word relentless kept popping up in my head.
Okay.
And so relentless is going to be the word. And I mean that in a couple of different ways. So I'm going to give you a little bit of context behind it, but essentially, like, it's relentless in pursuit of growth. Like I'm really in terms of my career, trying to get better and learn, working with our clients, on behalf of my career and what that means and how I want to pursue that and just be relentless in the pursuit of making them better, making me better.
Sure.
But then also being relentless about, like putting up boundaries for my life of like where I need to get better at taking time off. Like I just mentioned, I've never done a week, and it's my 10th year of my career. And so like those different types of areas at places where I know I need to be, and just being relentless in how I'm going after, whether it's my speaking life, my work life, my social life, my spiritual life, all those different types of areas. So it was just something, and it's kind of funny. I almost was going to go a route that wasn't like as intense as the word relentless, but it felt like I needed to. I was like, I need to get relentless on like driving forward, but then also taking a step back in places where it needs to be. Yeah. But it goes in both of them. So I toyed with that a little bit. And I'm like, this makes a lot of sense for me. And so,
I'm actually on a very similar. I'm on a very similar thing with you this year.
Awesome.
It is a RE as well. Word. I'm going with refine this year. So
yeah.
I almost went with consistency because that is also something that it's a.
For the record,
sore spot.
Yeah. A good friend. Oh gosh, who told me that? Someone just picked consistency.
Okay, well I couldn't take theirs.
You know who it is? One of our first guests we ever had on the show, Megan Pierix.
Oh, okay.
She told me hers is consistency. And
sure.
I know she still listens to this, and that was like 2.5 years ago.
I almost took that.
There you go. Yeah.
But what I decided on is refine for this year. So the last few years have been a lot of just trying everything. Going for stuff, saying yes to everything, doing whatever we can, giving new content ideas and stuff like that. This year is not totally a step back, but it's definitely I'm in a different situation than where I was in the last few years. Yeah. So it's time to kind of look at like breaking and entering what's working best and really focus on those things. And even like this podcast too, like figuring out the content that works best for this, rather than trying a million things. I'm still going to try stuff because I know that's just kind of in my nature.
That's who you are.
And that's just kind of what I do. And I will always play with new AI stuff and try stuff. I was messing with stuff this morning.
Right before we got on here too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I have all sorts of stuff that I do want to try, but really kind of nailing it and like focusing on the things that are really gonna give me the most like return on investment kind of thing.
That's great.
Which is not something that I normally am. Like I will spend 4 hours working on something that is 2 minutes long.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like I have no problem with doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But this year I'm like, okay, let's really figure out the parts that are working best. What is working, what's giving me the most impact, and how can I do the most with
it. Allows you to be intentional with your time, and that's really important. And that's kind of where I'm coming from too, like relentlessly pursuing the things that matter, and kind of blocking out some of the stuff, or whether it's like projects that I've always kind of had in the back of my head. And it's just like if I haven't done it at this point, like focus on the stuff I'm good at, and where I can, in the stuff I need to grow at and get better, but just generally relentlessly pursuing all of it, and perhaps refining it as well. When it
absolutely.
comes down to it. That's great.
I want to know, because we're at the end of 2023 as well.
Yeah.
It'll be 2024 by the time that this comes out. But how do you feel like you did with renewing for this year? I know you said a little bit.
Yes, I would say I probably got half of what I had anticipated to do. I was starting kind of a new job, a new career, and really wanted to like renew sort of my commitment to that and what I was doing, because there was a lot of change. Same with my faith life. I wanted to renew, and I think I did a really good job on that. There was a couple mental health things I didn't feel like I did as well as I was anticipating, but you know what? You just kind of reset and you move forward, and I'm going to be relentless now. Like, because the term relentless just gives me a different set of commitment. Like it feels like I'm more like I'm doing
You're locked in
versus like, let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want to do it, and I'm gonna freaking do it. That's kind of where I was sitting. I was in the
you're
car,
gonna move with purpose.
Like, dude, if you're gonna do it, then just do the damn thing and pick a word that's gonna make. And so that was coming through. I actually pulled over as I was thinking, because I needed to like type out my thoughts.
Really?
I was like approaching the highway to go home to Chicago, and I was like, I'm having a moment right now. Like, so I pulled over. I typed out like a couple of iPhone notes things. By the way, like do that, because that's where your best idea.
Not on the freeway. Don't do that on the freeway.
Make sure you're pulled over. Good to go. And but if you could text and drive at the same time, that's it. I'm just kidding. I do not promote that. But it was really great. I did 10 minutes of that, and then I felt like clearer, and I moved. And then when I got home, I sort of finished like the whole thing, and then I put out in the world, and here we are. So
nice.
Relentless
I like
is
it.
the thing.
I feel like I had efficiency as my word for 2023. I definitely worked on that, and it definitely figured out a lot of things along the way that helped.
Totally. Yeah.
So I figured out some like bots that helped me create some content a little faster, some AI stuff that helped me create some some content a little bit faster.
You got some good AI vibes in this space.
I have learned how to use AI pretty well.
Yeah.
I feel like, and you know what? I still feel like I'm not scratching the surface
of course.
of it.
And you never will, honestly. I mean, but you have your niche that works for you, and there's going to be 1,000 things you don't do.
I have found a lot of things that work for me right now, and that have saved me a whole lot of time.
That's
in terms of editing things, picking stuff up for social,
right.
like literally almost all of breaking and entering social media right now is just AI driven.
That's awesome.
Unreal.
Yeah,
the amount of time that I have saved on that.
Yeah.
And there's a way to do it, and hit me up. You guys will figure it out. So I have that going for me. It's creating posts for me ahead of time, like the skeleton work of posts.
Yeah.
So that when I go in to actually post something, I can do it now.
That's
and
perfect.
just focus on just writing, and not have to focus on like a million different tags that I want to be consistent with, or the categories that it has to fall into for the RSS feed and all the technical stuff. So I have that going for me.
Efficient there, and now
but there's definitely areas that
you refine it.
Yes, now to refine it and make it work for me. There are definitely areas of improvement for sure on that.
As there always will be.
But I feel like I'm in a good spot for 2024. You feel like you're in a good spot going
I'm ready to do it. And as we're recording this, we're like 3 days away from 2024.
Yeah.
I know that when you're listening to this, we will be there, but
we're
ready to roll.
Weekend.
What is your one word? Tell us what your word is. I think it's a really cool exercise, and it really works. Honestly, the last couple of years I've done this, and many people could say the same thing too. So let us know what your one word is. We're excited to hear it. And Alan, I'm going to forget the spiel because it's been a while. So go ahead.
Our one word for you is subscribe.
Oh,
you can do that by following us wherever you get your podcast. We are the Hustling Sideways Podcast. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn now, YouTube, TikTok. We are all over the place.
Everywhere.
Yes, we are literally all over the place with all the content.
Yes.
And you can also, if you want to be a guest on the show, send us an email. It is hustlingsideways@gmail.com. And Jim,
keep on hustling.
We'll see you in 2024.
Give us your one word.